Howdy, howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the diabolical dungeon. Because I'm locked in this little square here. So, I just wanted to point out real quick to you guys that we've got these two decks right here, the 7-Elevens and the first playing cards. I typically use those cards more often than not. If I'm carrying something with me, it's these two. Fantastic cards. But it's not what we want to talk about today. Today is Thursday, right? So what do we want to do for Thursday? So I thought rubber bands. Why not? We've got rubber bands on our wrist every single day, and guess what? I never do anything with them. So we're gonna do something with them. Okay. Now, I personally like, as you can see, I've got a black one and a tan one. So the black one adds a little bit of contrast to what we're doing. Okay. So here's what that looks like. So we've got the black one on top and the tan one on the bottom. And if we strum, you can see that we actually can get them tangled up. And you can actually see that they're pretty tangled up, right? And if we just give it a little bit of a twist, you can see that it comes right back apart. So magic, right? Okay, entanglement, if you will. Now, what if you have something like this? So here's a black one. We're actually going to put it over here. Black one, tan one, okay? Now, normally when you do a trick like this, you want to come in here like this, and you're creating this little bit of perception, okay? Just a little bit of perception. For what? I don't know. Just a little bit of perception. Now, yeah, you're thinking something fishy is going on here. Well, nothing's happened yet, okay? So nothing has happened yet. It will happen soon. Trust me, it will happen soon. Okay? What if we got something like this? Oh, we got them all tangled up again. A little bit tangled up. Just like that. You can see I can almost like shoot it just like that. It would just shoot right off of there. But instead what we're actually going to do is we're going to untangle them. That knot that's right there in the center, we're actually going to just pull it right out of the knot. Fascinating, right? Okay. Now, here's an even trickier one, right? What if we did something like this? Okay. We're going to use the tan one for this one. Okay. And we're going to actually grab a second one off my wrist. Okay. So now we got two of them. Two of them just like that. Just like we just had the other two. And we can actually, if we give it a little bit of a blow, we can actually fuse them together into one. Pretty cool if you ask me. Now here's the tricky one, right? So here's the tricky one, right? Rubber bands, that's actually one of the gag tricks that you can do is just shoot it over somebody's. Oh, it's gone. Anyway, so we've got it right here on our thumb, just like so. Now, what if we did something that wasn't very magical? Now, was it? What if we were to pull just like that, and we were just to pull it through our thumb? Quite impressive for sure. Now, here's the other thing. If you were here, I could actually take this and I could share it with you, just like so. That's pretty cool with rubber bands as well. Okay. Now I got one more thing to show you. This is probably one of my favorites, right? And here's how this one looks. We've got a rubber band on our first two fingers. Okay. It would look better with the black one, but that one decided to go on an adventure in the dungeon, if you will. The other one's up here at the top, blocking these ones. So if I were to do something like this, you can clearly see it's right there. And then we've still got the one blocking it right there. So what if we were to do this and we were to open our hand and now it's over here? Okay, now what if we do it this time, but a little bit faster? Watch what happens as I put my hand over top of it. It actually moves back to the other side. So this is fairly impressive if you ask me, because you can clearly see it's blocked off here. You can clearly see that it's blocked off there. But when I open my hand, it appears to leap to the other side. Absolutely stunning, I guess. So that's some rubber band magic for you. Hope you enjoyed. Just a quick little thing for you there. I do have. Let's see here. There's one. There we go. One more for you. So this one looks something like this. See if I can make it work. So as you pass it down through here like this, it goes right through the center, just like that. And you can actually make it go all the way through the bottom. What? Yeah. It's kind of a funky little thing there too. So some rubber band magic for you. The only one that I feel comfortable showing you, but you can always go find all this other stuff. This is the only one I feel comfortable showing you. Okay, I enjoy this one for the purpose of showing kids. Because remember how I said in the other video when I teach like a card trick to somebody, I always teach them the beginning setup of the key card. So when it comes to rubber band stuff, this would be one of the first things that I would teach them. Okay, take the rubber band, you cross it through. Now you could theoretically, you could just do this. Okay, but I don't feel like this is as convincing, but it still looks pretty good. Okay, but here's what I like to do, and you can do this while you're talking because they're not really even going to catch what you're doing. So you start off in the normal fashion between the two fingers here. You reach down, you grab this one, okay, and you get your fingers locked in like that, just as quick as you can. Cats and cradle type of style, right? So let's go back to this, okay? 2 index fingers, 2 ring fingers. You're just gonna grab the bottom one like so, okay? And you're gonna bring it up to the top, and you're gonna put your middle fingers into the centers. Okay, now one of the mistakes that you can make is if you accidentally let go of both fingers. But really what you want to do is you just want to let go of one, okay, which clearly shows now, you know, if you just let go of one, oh, we're mixed, we're all discombobulated. We don't want that. We don't want that now, do we? Do we? Okay. So now what that does is it basically all you're doing is just letting go of one side. Now, why is this something that I would teach you, and why is it impressive? Well, because it teaches you a couple of fundamental things that are really going to help you progress when you're doing your magic. And one of those things is you want to talk while you're doing it, or you want to create that sound. Like if you like music, you like guitar, you can say strum, okay, like I did. Or you could do something like this where you're like it's stretchy, so you just kind of got to stretch it out. And when you stretch it out, it actually creates this thing. Now, a little subtlety for you, okay, a little subtlety for you. As you're getting into it, you can quickly just tangle this up, and it looks the same. Like if you're like this, it looks the same. You just don't want to flash that you're actually holding across there. Now, the subtlety is you want your fingers to stay where they were, and you don't want this motion. That's why a big move like a strum or a stretch covers the small move. So you're pulling your middle finger out, but you're actually making sure to put it right back where it was at. As minimal movement as possible, so that as you're moving from here, strum and pushing up, all they're seeing is they're not seeing the rubber band shoot out from here. What they're seeing is that you strummed and it tangled up the rubber bands. That's what the illusion that you're trying to sell. Now, there are some tricks that if some people are like, oh, I know what you did. Awesome. Did you enjoy it? Like, because sometimes that's really all it's about. Now, here's the other thing. You think, well, what if I were to mix it up again and I can unwind it? So now you're left in a clean position, a clean position. Now, there's a lot of other techniques and tricks that are better than this, but there's nothing easier for you than to take 2 rubber bands, cross them over each other, and pull. Okay, and you can do that while you're talking. You can do that with just your hands fiddling around. And now you give them the illusion, just like you would if you were doing this. Now, these two are not connected. You can clearly see that. But if you were going to hold it like that, that's how you would hold it. Now, how would you get it to mix up? Boom. Quick as easy. Quick as day. Just like that. You can easily bring this up to here and go to here and mix it up in there and then shake it out. That's how quick it is. So, try it out. There's some fundamentals. Make sure that your fingers go back to where they were. Make sure that there's a story that you're telling here. Just as quick as day. You've got them in here just like this. They saw you do this. And now what they're not seeing is that you're actually pushing one down, pulling the other one up, and getting locked into place. Set. Okay? And now what you're going to tell them is, I can actually tangle these up with just a quick little strum of the rubber bands. See? Look at that. It's all twisted up now. See if I can untwist it. There we go. Beautiful. So create this little story as you're starting to build your magic and go into other stuff, because in this case, what you're doing is that's one way of you twisting the rubber bands. Now so I can actually do that because I can actually, these rubber bands are actually kind of, they're kind of sticky, not sticky. They're special rubber bands. They can actually pass right through each other. Now, I know what you're thinking, and that is, can I do it again? Well, of course. Here, let me show you. You can have them do it with their fingers, and then you can do it that way. You can even show them, like, I've passed rubber bands through rubber bands, but I can actually pass it right through flesh, too. Watch this. Comes right through my thumb as well. So build that momentum. You can share it with them just like you can do this. You can share it with them. You can also share it with them like this. Do a move like this to just share it with them like that. And I like to twist the rubber band as you're pulling it off, because especially if you do something like this where you're doing this, this is their hand on the bottom. This is your hand. So you're actually twisting with your thumb to show them that there is this illusionary attachment. So, excuse me. So that's something I urge you to keep in mind when you're performing, and that's what I'm doing right now as well, is I'm learning the small little fundamental things. Doug Kahn can definitely help you out with that. Or you can just type it in and check it out. Buy some books. I've got some books here coming real soon. We're just going to turn the live on, and we're just going to open the books, and we're going to start learning stuff together. It doesn't matter what it is, because I don't know what it is. We're going to read it, and we're going to try to learn it. Just new stuff. And we're going to try to build our repertoire. And so when you learn one trick, if it's a beginner level trick, then you can slowly start adding it into your routines. So thank you guys for joining me for this Thursday rubber band lecture, if you will. Lots of stuff to consider. The reason why rubber bands is probably one of the best pieces of magic is because it's completely organic. You can find rubber bands almost anywhere. You can do a lot of it with hair ties. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with hair ties. You know, I've got 2 hair ties here, but if you give it a little blow, you can actually get it to become one. Lots of things that you can do. And I know, here's the funny thing. Some of the stuff I just performed for you, some of the stuff I just performed for you completely messed it up. But then when I wasn't even trying to perform something for you, perfect. Just beautiful. That's the flow of it. You got to have the confidence, and you just got to keep going with it and practice. So stay tuned. More awesome stuff coming your way. I hope you come back and visit us in the dungeon. So remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome, and we'll see you in the next one.